Alright folks, how's everybody doing today? We're going to unbox some Kaldheim, the latest set for Magic the Gathering. This set releases on Friday. We're going to be opening up a set booster box today. Set booster boxes are something new that they started doing with Zendikar Rising. A set booster box. This contains 30 set booster packs, a little bit different than your normal draft booster box. These packs are designed not around the limited experience, they're designed around the set collecting experience. So these packs are designed to be just busted and to have fun opening them and collecting new and exciting cards. This is a great way for those who aren't doing any mini masters or sealed or limited or draft but just want to collect the set, because these cards contain cards that are not found in draft boosters, as well as you have a bigger chance of pulling more uncommons, more rares. You also get a foil in every pack, as well as a cool art card. There's also a potential for a list card. So as we go through these, we'll talk about each pack, talk about each card and the set, and some of the exciting stuff that you can find. So first up is one of these art cards here. So you also have a potential to get a gold stamped signed art card, signed art card. So it's not really signed by the artist, but that's something really cool and exciting for the set for people to collect. First up, we got our Snowland. So this is the return to snow. Since last time we did that was Modern Horizons. These lands are cool because they both got the subtype of the basic land type, so you can fetch these out. Good for fixing for your limited, but also for tons of stuff in the set that are just revolve around the snow mechanic. So the next cards we got use the new boast mechanic. So these mechanic you use only when the it's an activated ability that you can only use if this creature attacked this turn, and only once per turn. So you can use it after you've attacked, but before they've declared blockers, so you can tap down one of their dudes to remove them from the blocking step, or you can use it in main phase 2 to do any other special effects and stuff like that. Also, this is a dwarf, so this is we got to return to the tribal theme here with dwarves, even more dwarves, so this might even be a dwarf pack, so to say. Foretells, our other new mechanic here. This is almost like morph for spells. What this does is it allows you to pay 2 colorless during your turn at any time on your turn, and you may exile this card from your hand face down. So this card will go face down into your own little pile here, and then you may cast this on any other turn, so not that turn that you foretelled it, but on any other turn after that, you may pay it for a reduced casting cost, when it can normally be played though. So you can't play this as an instant, even if you foretell it. It still has to be played as a sorcery. So Axgard Cavalry, more dwarves. Target creature gains haste, 2 for 2/2. Dwarf Berserker. Open the Omen Paths. This thing's cool because you can 2 mana of any one color and 2 mana of any other color. So technically it is a mana ramp, or you can use it as a buff your board in the limited thing, or for other kind of fun formats. Herald King of Skimfar. So really hanging into the like Norse tribal Nordic theme, with lots of berserkers and kings of old, and elves. So this guy lets you reveal the top 5, put an elf or a warrior or a Tirvar card, put them into your hand. So we've got an uncommon here. So far we've got 4 commons, an uncommon, another uncommon here. Create a 1/1 elf warrior for each elf you control, so double your elves as an instant. Snow creature. So one of these leading into playing off your snow colors here. This guy, if any of its colors was snow mana, enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. Another snow permanent here, Bear Spirit. So you get to search your land for a snow land and put it in your hand. And it gets +1/+0 for each other snow permanent you control. So if you're playing an all snow deck, this guy can get out of control pretty quickly. We've got our first rare, Runeforge Champion. When he enters the battlefield, you may search your library and or graveyard for a rune card, reveal it and put it in your hand. And then you may pay 1 rather than for rune spell costs. So runes are a new thing that can enchant either a creature, or you can enchant a equipment, thus buffing that equipment for the rest of the game, as long as enchantment's on it, and to make your dudes a little bit better here. So bang. Now we've got Snow card here, Pilfering Drake, another common. Boom, and our guaranteed foil, we've got a Funeral Longboat. More vehicles for our dwarves to power. 3/3 vigilance for 2, crew 1. It's pretty fun. And then, ooh, we actually got a set card. The list card. So this is one card that's been a reprint from throughout Magic's history. As you can see, it has the old border. It's from Exodus originally, but it's been reprinted with this Planeswalker symbol. So these show up in one of every 4 booster packs as a kind of cool, fun thing, unexpected thing to open. The list is huge from which you can pull stuff, but it's a great way to maybe open something that you've never seen before if you haven't played Magic for this long. I remember when this thing, there was a few different things you can kind of do with this to make it funny. I mean, Vorniclex and this guy becomes kind of crazy, or any other things that put +1/+1 counters back onto creatures. You can kind of create some infinite mana loops, but kind of a cool, flavorful card. So that was my pack, my first set booster there. We got 2 rares, technically, 4 uncommons, 4 commons, 1 foil, and 1 common land. But the lands are kind of semi-common and semi-uncommon. They're their own thing. Next pack here. A little difficulty with that. There we go. So that's our token instead of the list card, but oh, so art card there. Very cool. I love the art from this set. We've got a foil Highland Forest there. Very nifty looking. Equipped creature, common. Another boast mechanic there. Trolls, Berserkers, Dwarf Berserkers, Run Amok. Look at all these red cards in one pack. Vault Robber. So that's why these packs are not really designed for limited. Now that's not to say you can't do some type of like sealed or draft or pack masters with these. They're just going to be a little bit more wild. I'm sure it would still be a really fun experience, but not exactly balanced for that. Uncommon, Blizzard Brawl is a fight mechanic, and then you can give that your dude indestructible if you have snow elements. Ooh, this guy's really fun. For all you zombie players, other snow and zombie creatures you control get +1/+1 with a way to recurge this guy back into play. Ooh, very nice. We've got the Vorniclex. So this guy is, not only is he on curve, 6 for 6/6 trample haste, but he also doubles all of your counters and halves all your opponent's counters. Perfect for Planeswalker decks, or he's like a doubling season type deal. Put him there, and then we've got Boreal Outrider. Ooh, a foil Ravenform. Ravenform is a controversial card, we'll say, because it is a blue removal spell that will exile target artifact or creature, turning it into a 1/1 bird with flying, with foretell. This is a fantastic foil. This card is sure to make some waves into different formats. And then we've got a fun Dwarf Berserker token. It's really cool to see dwarves getting some support. A long time ago, they said that, oh, they'll never do dwarves because goblins are what red is supposed to do. But I think thematically, dwarves are very different than goblins and lead to are just such a cornerstone of fantasy that you can't really. You just have to do dwarves, and I really like the direction they went with here and then some of the previous sets. So my dad's dwarf deck can actually be a little bit more powered. Ooh, talk about there's the gold signature we've got here with the Agar, the Freezing Flame. Looks like a giant probably, which is another one of the tribal themes that they've done so far. So Snow-Covered Land, Snakeskin Veil, Wings of the Cosmos, God Hell Guardian. A lot of clerics in this set, and then this is one of the other big mechanics. It's the second spell you cast this turn, put a +1. You get some bonus effect for casting your second spell, which leads into the foretell mechanic, basically. Foretell, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you gain 2 life, seeing stuff like that. Revitalize, you gain 3 life, draw a card. Bearded Axe gets +1/+1 for each dwarf equipment and or vehicle you control. Ooh, very fun. So this is another one of the big sets, is that there's a lot of changeling stuff. And this card is crazy because it makes every creature in your deck, whether it's in the deck, in play or not, a changeling. So there are lots of shenanigans that you can do with this, turning all your creatures into slivers, turning all your creatures into elves, turning all your creatures into dwarves or whatever else may work for your coat of arms tribal nastiness that you can think of. Oh, cool. So this is one of our first alternate art cards for the set so far. It's a another human buff all other creatures, and then whenever you has like landfall, basically create a 1/1 dude. Oh, and another one of our list cards here. We've got Mana War, one of my favorite. Man, the color on that is really rich. So Mana War is one of my favorites. Old school blue spells. Play a dude, bounce one of their dudes back to their hand. Jellyfish. So you could technically play a Maskwood Nexus and make all your guys jellyfish if you so want. A little bit faster here with these booster packs. So yeah, there's only 30 boosters and a set booster box. Oh, nice. Another sign card. So these guys, sign cards are usually pretty rare. I like the art on that. Troll, the Hoggy Mob for trolls. Get your Snowland. Giant Ox for powering your vehicles. It can power a vehicle to toughness. Nice wall type guy. Another vehicle. Ooh, Giant's Amulet. Wow, so only how many uncommons we get in this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 uncommons. Ooh, this guy's cool. Gives all your guys foretell. Every card in non-land card in your hand gains foretell. 7 uncommons and a rare. Ooh, enough. Nice. And our list card is a full art Doomblade. I loved these full art cards when they used to do a lot of these. Some players weren't really a fan of them though, because if you don't know what the card does, it makes it a little bit harder. You have to trust your opponent. But for those who have been experienced in Magic and playing it a long time, these were some of the best looking art cards that they had. Damnation being one of everybody's favorites, Cryptic Command, and then tons of other classics. But I think that looks wonderful. So this was originally printed in 2011. Yeah, that sounds about right, when they were doing a lot of those full art cards. So there you go. Art card. Snow covered. Common. Lots of red cards in this pack too. Ooh, Demon Bolt. That's good removal stuff. Icebound Pillar. Tap target artifact or creature. So this snow mana can, any snow source that produces mana produces a snow. It technically produces a snow mana as well. So you can, if a snow like this produces it produces a blue, but it's a snow blue, so you can use it to power such stuff like that. Morite of the Frost, a nice Changeling Pomp. The Sagas, ooh, we got 2 rares in this pack here. So Sagas is another return to mechanic. I hope they continue to do Sagas. Sagas are extremely powerful because of the consistent value that they provide. They do something when you first play it, and then on your next draw step they do one more thing, and then usually on your third draw step they do an additional thing. So for 6 mana, that this thing does 3 effects, and many of these Sagas have a tremendous value for what they provide. So they might be a little overcosted for their first effect. Of course, 6 for destroy target land is kind of mediocre, but then 6 to put target land from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Notice that says from a graveyard, so you can return, let's say, their Gaia's Cradle from their graveyard back to your control or something like that. And then if they control fewer lands, then you create a number of 4/4 dudes equal to the difference. So this is fun for those old school or new school red-green land destruction decks. Used to be one of my favorites. I played one of those back in Standard against Tooth and Nail. Put that guy there. Doomscar. So this is fantastic. This is your Wrath of God for the format for Standard. Costs 5 to destroy all creatures. However, you can foretell it on turn 2 for 2, and then play it on turn 3 to Wrath everything on turn 3, which is nice to be able to really shut down aggro and keep the good game under control. Shimmerdrift Veil is another Snowland, but this one's interesting because you choose a color when it comes into the battlefield, and it always taps for that color, so it's a great mana fixing. Our foil, and here's Butterina. Next pack. Nice. Nice tunnel. Some black removal. More black removal. Man, this would be a great sealed pack. So, kind of sense a theme here with the packs being a little bit more color focused or theme focused, like they were in the Zendikar Rising one. More saga. So, for example, this one, blue-green, mill 3 cards, return up to 2 target snow permanents from your graveyard back to your hand, and then you choose 3 cards in each graveyard. They shuffle them back into their libraries. Ah, we've got our first flip card. So this is another big return from Zendikar Rising. Is that they've done flip cards. This one is one of the ones, the opposite lands that they did from Zendikar Rising is you choose this when it comes into play. Well, as you play it, it comes as either a green or a black. So these things are fantastic mana fixing, and I don't think people really realize how good they are. Oop, and then we've got our foil rare. Search your library for a snow permanent card, a legendary card, or a saga card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your library, and then you gain 1 life for each snow mana spent to cast this. So potentially could be search your library for a snow permanent, legendary card, saga card, and gain 3 life, which is pretty solid actually. Oh, and I love these mini games. They did these in the Zendikar Rising. A Tybalt rare. That's a good rare token. But these mini games have been really fun, just as another way to have fun with your Magic cards. Another one of the giants. Here we go. Cyclone Summoner. Flying Wind. This is going to be a green pack here. Look at all these elves. I love this dude. Just 5 for a 5/5. It's pretty solid and limited there. Boast. More changelings. Enter the battlefield. Put a +1 counter on target creature. Your Vornixlex would put 2 more +1/+1 counters. This guy is cool as draw cards. Foretelling. So he could be... foretell him for 2, and then play him on turn 3 for a 3/3 that draws you a card. Youthful Valkyrie is a great on-curve flyer that will also get really big with your Angel Tribal deck. Cosmina, or Cosima, God of the Voyage. I've seen this a lot. Already starting to get played. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile Cosima. If you do, it gains... whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if Cosima is exiled, you may put a voyage counter on it. If you don't, return Cosima to the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters, and then draw X cards. So for blue-green mana ramp, land ramp, stuff like that, this thing can get out of control, especially with fetch lands. You can play it on turn 3, exile it on your next turn, play a fetch land, 2 or 3 turns later, bring it back into play. You've got a 8, 10, and you just drew 6 cards. Or you can play it as this vehicle where you can play cards for free, for cheap. So pretty fun. All right, uncommon, and Booster Sleuth, another new mini game. Let's see what we got here. Art card. Ooh, that's that Foretell Dude, Dream Devourer. Alpine Meadow. Turns things into birds for our bird tribal. Oh, look at all these uncommons here. Giant Wizard. That's a giant pack, probably. Yeah, giant pack. This card is busted. Play for 2. Look at the top 3. Put 1 in your hand. And then as long as you control a giant, you may basically flashback it for only 1 blue. So it's going to net you lots of cards. More giants. More giants. Snow Wizard. Snow Wizard. So let me see this pack there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 uncommons, 2 commons, rare, rare, foil rare. Look at that. That was a hell of a pack. So this guy can buff, it's kind of like a changeling for snow. Oh no, better than that. This guy becomes a warrior, and then if he becomes a warrior, he becomes a spirit warrior, and then if he's a spirit warrior, he becomes an angel. Pumps all your elves and taps for 3, so it's going to replace itself big. And then Foretell, you can start copying all sorts of crazy stuff. So that was a really nice pack there. Ooh, giants, more again. Squash is fun removal. Only 1 red, 1 colorless. Deal 6 damage to target creature or planeswalker if you control a giant. Absorb identity. Turn everything into copies of stuff. More uncommon. So they did a cycle of these lands where they come to battlefield, tap for 1 mana, but then they tap for 2 different types, and they'll have some sort of special effect that you can only play as a sorcery. More changelings. Oh, lots of changelings for your tribal decks. Yora's Retribution, Snow, and Foil Angel. Replicated Ring token. We'll get to that though. More giants. Kaldheim Pick, Changeling, Giant. Ooh, Mythic. Flying, lifelink, hexproof from Planeswalkers. Both sacrifice a creature. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. So Angel Berserker. I just really love the art. Art is pretty wicked there. Cyclone Summoner. If cast from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hand, except for giants, wizards, and lands. So basically a Cyclonic Rift on a dude as long as he's cast from your hand. Glittering Frost for chanting lands. Return upon the tide. Ooh, that's such a cool art. What is this? This is like the owl, right? Vega the Watcher. Artifact and enchantment spells you cost 1 less to cast. I think that's pretty good. Probably goes in the Pauper Cube. Especially my busted Pauper Cube. Let's make Soul Ring cost 0. Flying First Strike for 1/2. Seems good. Funeral Longbow. Ooh, Savala Ice Shaper. Rootless You, kind of your counterpoint to your... when he dies, you search for something with power toughness 6 or greater and put it in your hand. 2 Sagas. Ah, Valak, God of Trickery. That's your Loki god, basically. Let's hope I pulled Fenrir. Mammoth Growth. Fearless Pup. Oh, woo! Always fun. Flavor text is fun. Angel spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. Bet we sell a lot of those uncommons. Everybody will want that for all your Angel tribal decks, white-black tribal decks. So this guy, we're talking about earlier about like snow sources. Snow is a mana from a snow store. So technically, you add 1 colorless for each snow mana spent to cast the spell. This mana will be also snow mana that it produces because of how that works. Frostbite, Foil Snakeskin, and another list card, but from a reprint from the Guild Kit. This was an old, I think from Guild Pact originally. But fun to pull, nonetheless. Blizzard Brawl. It's fun. So, more dwarfs. 2 for 2/2 lifelink. Dwarfs. 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 Bound in Gold, kind of your arrest type mechanic. We got 2 these alternate arts. Nice. Kolvari, God of Kinship, and the Ringheart Crest. I love this card because it can be a mana ramp, which is always fun. Spend this mana only cast a creature spell of the chosen type or legendary creature spell for your tribal decks. But then, as long as you have 3 or more legendary creatures, this guy is a 6/6 Vigilance for 4. So, seems good. And then since he has Vigilance, you can then reveal legendary creatures and put them into your hand. Seems solid. Oop, I got a list card again here. I like this card. 2 for a black, 1 black, 1 colorless, instant until end of turn. Target creature gets +2/+7 gains. Whenever this creature dies, return to the battlefield under your control. There's been a few different versions of this card. This one comes into play untapped compared to some of the previous versions of this card. But there's a lot of shenanigans you can do with that for when this creature dies or comes into play abilities. Realm Walker. This was the buy by the box promo. This card is fantastic. Any green tribal deck will definitely play that. Oh, and we got 2 rares. And another list card. Interesting that they chose Throne of Eldraine as a list card. But this has been a pretty impactful card. I like that mana ramp into a big creature. The adventure mechanic was just so good. I mean, they've had to ban quite a few cards for the adventure theme deck, Lucky Clover, and stuff like that. That's just cool art. Rampage of the Valkyries is fun. Search for Glory. Oh, that's that one. Okay, yeah. Foil snow-covered forest. Cool. So I wonder if that means... Oh, I did get 2 foils. So cool. If you get a foil land, then you can still get another foil in your pack. That's nice. So, Bura, Judge of Valor. That's nice. That's good. Askeria's Chariot. Your, look at this. Cats. Royal Cats. Oh, cool. And then the green-blue flip land. And a foil Giant Ox. Totally Lost. Find stores and events near you. Cool. I love these set boosters for the art cards. It's just another fun thing to open. Renegade Reaper. Oh, Angels. That's what this pack theme was. That's cool. Herald unites the elves. Ooh, nice. Sigrid, God-favored showcase. So, enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target attacking creature, a blocking creature until Sigrid leaves the battlefield. And he has flash. So you can usually 2-for-1 stuff. Another one of the Agars. Untap target Snowland, 2 for 2/2. Snow creature, seems good. Vega the Watch, whenever you cast a spell from anyone other than your hand, draw a card. This guy's fun. Super fun with the foretell and other stuff. Mystic Reflection. Ooh, nice. And a Showcase Flip Land. I love the Showcase lands. I have some foil Showcase lands from Zendikar. I have the complete set of the Zendikar ones. I'll need to work on the Kaldheim ones here because they're just essential mana fixing for all your favorite commander decks or standard decks. Funeral Longboat. Land. Runes. So these are one of the runes, finally. I don't know if I pulled one earlier and didn't talk about it, but enters the battlefield, draw a card, but then as long as it's a permanent, the creature has lifelink. As long as it's an equipment, you give the equipped creature as lifelink. So you can inscribe the rune basically on the gear or on their forehead. Ooh, In Search of Greatness. Nice. This card is, I feel like, one of the more busted cards from the set. At the beginning of upkeep, you may cast this permanent spell from your hand with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the highest converted mana cost among other permanents you control without paying its mana cost if you don't scry 1. So kind of a interesting that they're kind of playing off the Sylvan Library type effect for green, but then also giving them free spells. Maragoth, which is a demonic tutor for Boast. It's pretty good. Ah, the Shard Planeswalker. That's cool. What is his name? Nico. Bound. Shackles. Blood on the Snow. Destroy all creatures, destroy all planeswalkers, and then return a creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of snow mana. So we got 2 rares, foil, and then list card. So this was fun. Ravnica, the original Ravnica series. You got your Dredge, one of the more busted mechanics from there. I hope they bring back the Dimir one. I used the Dimir one to play Battle of Wits and Standard when Ravnica and Time Spiral, both Champions Ravnica and then Ravnica Time Spiral blocks were in season, and it did pretty good. Poison the Cup, Shadow, turn. Whenever another non-token elf or berserker you control dies, you may draw a card and lose 1 life. It's always nice to have some draw engines for your tribal decks. Ooh, nice 2 rares. At the beginning of each instep, if you gain 4 more life this turn, create a 4/4 flying vigilance angel. Seems great. Yep, love it. Foil open the Omen Pass is cool. Egon, God of Death. Raven form? I feel like I only got that 1 foil and then that 1 Raven form. But the big thing is with the set boosters, you don't get nearly as many commons. You get more uncommons and more rares. So you get a little bit more heavy-ended pack here. Oop, that was my rare. Battle of Frost.